Rock and roll, brother.
Hey, man.
Oh man, that episode definitely did rock.
Unbelievable. I'm so glad. Our first musical episode, our first return guest.
I mean, those guys, they are so freaking good. Wayne and
So
Tony.
good. So good. I'm hoping to have the opportunity to hear them play live.
Yeah.
Because they're just incredible. The musicianship on this album is incredible.
Yeah, people, we are not, you'll hear for yourself. We're not just saying that because they're our friends. We are blown away over here. Don, where you been the last few weeks? Month?
So, listener, it's been really strange. Like, Sam and I both got new jobs at the same time, and they've taken up a lot of our attention. It's nice to be back in the studio talking to you again, man.
It does, but behind the scenes, everything good at your new gig?
Yeah, everything's great, man. I'm having such a good time. You?
Oh my gosh. I never taught in a middle school. Definitely not in an area like this where the kids definitely need positive influences in their life. It like you said, it takes up a lot of time and it's worth every second, man.
Yeah,
very
for sure.
rewarding. I'm loving it.
Awesome. So we're this will probably be our last guest of the season. We've done a few more episodes than we did last season. I'll count that as a win.
Heck yeah.
And I think we might have one more to release before the end of this year. But I'm so glad to have Wayne and Tony here and be our final guests of the season. That was so much fun and such a roller coaster of a ride to get to this point. You know, like I don't want to talk too much about it because like we talk about it with them, but
yeah,
so
I
cool.
want to say like a few thank you guys, anyone listening, giving us support, giving us love, or just pressing play. Appreciate you. And Don, man, can't believe it's been, I don't know how long, but apparently kind of a long time ago, you said, I want to do a podcast, and like, it's been a real pleasure, brother.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. This has been an absolute treat, and I'm itching to do some more. 2026 is going to be pretty big.
Biggest year yet, man. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guests, Wayne and Tony of the band
Another Dead Rockstar.
Mr. Don, the Swensonator. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
I'm feeling a little rusty. It's been a minute.
And it has. I think the last episode we put out was maybe beginning of October. And
Oh,
September.
my goodness.
It's been a minute.
You have a good Halloween?
Had a great Halloween.
Yeah? What were you?
I was a Ghostbuster.
Nice. Which one? Egon?
I did Ray.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not
Ray
too many
stance.
people rock the Ray.
I enjoy a good Ray stance.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure you rocked it. But, brother, I believe we are ending this season or coming to an end. I don't know if we're ending it, but we're coming to an end with the same way we started. Am I right?
I think. Were you the first episode that we had for this season?
I was in August of 2024, I believe.
Maybe
So yeah, it's more than a year.
Has it been that long?
Wow.
Wow.
It was
Since
summer.
then, you've lost your eyesight. And,
No, I lost it way before that.
oh, that was way before that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Many years.
Well, it is definitely great. You have a friend with you today, and we're going to talk about something that we started talking about. I think at the last.
We covered a little bit
podcast.
of it, kind of a little bit of what we did with the hard rock band,
Yeah.
the hard original rock band back in the '90s. But we didn't cover anything with Another Dead Rockstar. I don't think we talked about that at all.
I thought maybe I'm mistaken. I thought we had talked a little bit about it. Maybe it was after. I don't know. we've seen each other a couple of times since then.
Sure,
so
art shows. The art shows.
Yeah.
Don, I don't know how long it's been since you actually held one of these, ladies and gentlemen.
I know it's a CD, man.
We don't get gifts often, but we're going old school. We got CDs.
This is awesome.
This
we
is
did
so
that
awesome.
on purpose. We put it out on CD on purpose so that you had a artwork and an actual something you could hold and look at and
visual.
Inside there, Sam, is a booklet. And then the disc is on the other side.
Oh my gosh, I miss this. I'm feeling so nostalgic. Speaking of nostalgia, can you explain to the people what is going on with the artwork when you first opened?
Before we do that, let's introduce Tony here. Like we heard a faint voice in the background. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you, Don. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about how this all came together. So how long have you guys known each other?
Well, Tony's better on the dates than I am. You came down. We had one singer, and the singer was replaced. With Tony. So Tony came down, and that was what, 94?
October 94.
Yeah, so 94. We've known each other. Since 94. So
I answered an ad in the Aquarian newspaper.
Yeah, the newspaper.
Wait, you guys did it like Motley Crue style? You guys were looking for bandmates through the newspaper?
Well, that's all you did. You didn't have anything else back then.
So a lot of people did that.
You had music want ad papers. It was called the Aquarian. It was also called the East Coast Rocker. I don't know if there was two different. There were like two different areas, but they were with the same publisher, but there were two different ones. And that's where you put your ads in. That's where you put your ads in for musicians.
And what do you do afterwards? Do you have like tryouts? Do you just meet them and get a feel?
Well, what happened? There was old school. People called you up and they bullshitted you and told you how good they were. And then they came down and they sucked. But you did that all on the phone, so that's the only way you knew was when the rubber hit the road, when they would come and show up and not be able to do what they claimed they could do. But Tony actually could. Tony was, because we were in a bind with it was BAB by then, right? It was Bolt
Action Belief.
It was originally called Starkweather, but we got in a problem with another. That's what we discussed.
Okay.
We got in a cease and desist threat from a lawyer because there were two bands, one operating in Philadelphia and we were operating out of Red Bank.
Yeah.
So that's when we changed the name. Our trademark attorney said, change the name to something no one else will take. So what we thought of was Bolt Action Belief.
Mm-hmm.
It was one we were way ahead of the curve on like your website addresses, because it was all one word.
Okay.
Yeah. So in '94 or late '94, we changed it to Bolt Action Belief, and that's where Tony came in with where we had the hard rock original stuff that we played all over the place. So Tony came in as the replacement singer. We were behind 8 ball with the situation at the time. We had a bunch of bassists to play, and he was a great replacement vocalist.
And what was that like for you, Tony, coming into a band that's sort of been established?
Well, I was looking for something that was, original, because I had done the cover band scene for, so many years. So it was like, when I saw original hard rock band, I think that was how the ad was worded, looking for a vocalist. I called the number, and I think I spoke to either yourself or Wayne or Jim.
No,
I spoke to you.
You spoke to me.
Yeah, and then we arranged a date to come down. It was midweek, and I was teetering back and forth whether I should come down or not, because I've been disappointed so many times in the past, and I was like, why not? And here we are, 31 years later.
Wow.
So I'm glad.
We had some musical adventures with things, and that Bold Action Belief lasted for a little while. Then everybody got tired of doing it. Just got kind of, because we got to a point where we almost got signed by a small independent label, and they went with somebody else. And everybody got disappointed after that, and pretty much they gave up after that, because they were like, hey, this is as far as we're going to get. We had wind in our sails, and now it's gone, and that was it. So it kind of petered out somewhere around 97 or so. I think 97 was the end of that.
Were you guys playing shows?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were playing all types of shows all over the place. In support of, of acts. We were, opening.
Stone Pony, Fast Lanes.
You didn't do Birch Hill stuff with us, right?
Once I did Birch. Club Benet. All these places are long gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it was a fun time. But like Wayne said, towards the end it sort of petered out, and everybody kind of drifted apart.
Yeah.
But we wanted to still do music, because that's what we did. We did music, so we just started, jamming and writing stuff, and one thing led to another, and then we came up with this over a number of years.
Yeah, number.
Yeah,
A number of years.
Yeah. So how did this? So like the album's called Aloha Mr. Hand, and the band name is Another Dead Rockstar.
That is correct. Yes.
That's so cool.
So how did the name of the group come together, and how did the name of the album come about?
We went through a whole bunch of different kind of names, and we just noticed how many rock stars were dying. So we just used that name, Another Dead Rockstar. It started as a joke. We really didn't think about it. It was like, it's a pretty cool name. Now, I will tell you right now, I'm sure there are numerous other bands with that name. But, of course, we are not actually a real band. We're not a real performing band. We record. Kind of like what the Beatles did after they had enough in 1966.
Right.
We record stuff. That's all we do. We could
in
perform,
studio,
but it would only
music,
be me and Tony.
Yeah.
As an acoustic thing. This album has, hard stuff with drums and all types of stuff. It goes to like folk, acoustic stuff, semi-punk stuff. Like I consider the title track Aloha Mr. Hand semi-punk-ish.
Yeah. That's what I was
It's
thinking.
not real punk music, of course, but it's just you take all your influences and you funnel them down into something, and that's what comes out of. We have very similar likes in a lot of ways, but very dissimilar in ways too, musically. So what you're seeing there on the centerfold of the disc is basically just a conglomeration or collage of a lot of influences and things like that within our realm.
We got Queen.
There's all types of stuff in there.
Beatles. So yeah, I was going to ask you, like, who are your greatest influences?
Greatest influences?
Yeah, the
That's
ones
really hard to say. I mean, it's really hard to say.
Okay.
The Beatles were good from the beginning to end. If you ask me, I was a real Kiss nut.
Yeah.
I was into which they called back then like the new wave of British heavy metal, but it was like UFO, the band UFO from England, early Iron Maiden, stuff like that. It's just an amalgamation of a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the Ramones. For me, the Ramones. Not that I was a punk fan, but I was a big Ramones fan. The whole New York thing, because I'm from New York originally, so I identified with them a lot. When I heard them, I was like, "Whoa, who are these guys?" And I started buying all their albums. Yeah. And regrettably, I've never seen the Ramones. I never saw them, and I to this day I regret it. I had so many opportunities. I'm like, I'll see them next year, and next year never came.
Yeah. But you did see Metallica early, right?
I saw Metallica in 1985 with Cliff Burton, and he was right in front of me the whole show, and. A year later, he was gone.
Oh, jeez.
So it was like
where was that at?
At Lemoore in Brooklyn.
Lemoore. Yeah.
And it was Armored Saint, Wasp, and Metallica.
Whoa!
The place was packed. It was all ages show.
Yeah.
And,
so our influences vary from early rock and roll, to later stuff, to metal stuff, and all over the place, really.
Do you find yourselves, like they say, once you turn 33, you stop listening to new music? That's what do you guys find yourself not listening?
Well, I could say this, and I think he'll agree with me. Wayne will agree with me. I have a habit of being stuck, like listening to older stuff, and Wayne turns me on to like newer stuff he had in the past. Like I was always listening to like older material, and when he's like, "You gotta listen, you never heard the Foo Fighters before?" I'm like, "No, who the Foo Fighters?"
Well, I turned on the Caius.
Caius?
Caius and Fu Manchu.
Fu Manchu. I'm like, who? What?
So Wayne, and that's some badass shit. That's
really good music. But Wayne was, always turned me on to stuff that I had not heard, because I had tunnel vision. I was always listening to, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, the Scorpions, the Ramones, blah blah blah, and I was kind of stuck in this. Although I branch out and listen to a lot of different stuff. I mean, but he would always turn, "Have you heard this? Have you heard that?" And I'm like, no. And he would always like, "Man, you got to listen to some other stuff, man."
I still listen to new stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of new stuff.
What do you like these days?
There's an album that I was really totally surprised by that came out last year by a guy named Shabuzi.
Shabuzi?
You know Shabuzi?
No, I wouldn't forget that name.
Well, he put out an album, I think it's called "Where I'm Going Isn't Where I've Been."
Okay.
And he's a black dude. I think he's into like rap and stuff like that, but he did this entire acoustic album, and it's awesome. It's unbelievable. I just happened to I found it at a thrift shop. Someone just gave it away. But I mean, that's like one of the most interesting things I've heard within the past year. I mean, it's really, really good. I like Ghost. Are you familiar with Avatar?
Just the movie.
No, not the band.
No.
He's like a kind of like like the son of Marilyn Manson. He does like the Marilyn Manson shtick, but like much more aggressive, I guess.
More aggressive.
Yeah, than Marilyn Manson.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you like it heavy.
Well, I like all types of new stuff, but that's just some of the stuff I've been listening to. I have the advantage of having a thrift shop where I work, and everybody gave up their CDs, so you can get CDs for $0.25.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you can get anything. I mean, you get a music education for pennies on the dollar, and I just bring all these discs home and listen to them, and a lot of stuff is newer, older, all types of stuff.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Man, I'm kind of stuck in that where like I end up listening. I'm like you, man. I'll start listening to stuff I listened back in high school, college days. But I gotta say, I was working out. Don sent me the tracks, and what was it? Undertaker's Smile. I was getting my workout in.
Ones I recommend. Don asked for 3 songs, so that's some of the heavier.
Yeah,
stuff.
that's a tune Wayne wrote and composed, all by himself, and it's an awesome song.
Yeah,
really
good. That's all me.
Really?
There's nobody else on.
There's
that
no
track.
band. That's what Wayne's the band.
What are you playing in that?
Everything. It's everything. It's the drums. It's the bass. It's the guitar. It's the lead guitar.
vocals.
It's everything. It's everything. Yeah.
When I first heard you singing in that, you know who it reminded me of? Not that I'm saying you guys sound like them, but your voice in that track at the beginning, it reminded me of the dude from the Cramps, kind of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I listened to that and I played the Cramps. I was like, yeah, it is kind of similar. But I was rocking out hidden sets to that song. That was good.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
That's
we tried to give a little bit of everything on it. Like I said, the album took like 9 years to complete.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Because we were back and forth with life's little problems here and there, and things you have to do, and you have to move, and you have to get other jobs, and you have misfortunes with divorces, and all types of things, which what do they call nowadays life events.
Yeah. Life gets in the way.
That's why it took so long to do. It's just two guys basically.
Yeah.
So
Recorded at multiple locations.
Yeah.
We went from one place to another place to another place to another place. So different timelines over the years, so it was a variation of, a lot of our influences. The album it's a diverse album with different sounds.
I noticed that just from the tracks that you sent over, like it's a bunch of different styles involved there, and like each one is just fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
I wanted to give you something that had a little bit of aggressiveness to it. I wanted to give the title track because I think that's an important thing.
Now that was the first one that you wrote for this project. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Oof.
How did the theme come about?
Well, I guess the how did the song come about, and like what was the jumping off spot?
Tony wrote the guitar parts.
Okay.
I think I contributed to some type of a change within the song.
Right.
But the song was is basically lyric wise. It's weird. It's about a false street prophet.
Okay.
Okay. And this all came about. I was in, oddly enough, this is a strange story. I was in Boston visiting the MFA. And I was out in the streets, in Boston, and there was some kind of a demonstration going on, some type of whatever, I don't recall. And there was a guy dressed as Jesus. And he had a cardboard cross, a big crucifix, but it wasn't cut out. It was, 3-dimensional.
Okay.
It was just boxes, like Lego, it was just cardboard boxes all nailed together.
Yeah.
And he had to go up and down these stairs while all these protesters were going, and he had a tiny a wheel on it, like a wheel from an airplane.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, man, he's got this cross, and that just, if you look at the lyrics, he talks about the cardboard cross. But basically, this song is just about it's about somebody observing a guy who was a false prophet, and the guy was observing, he says, I don't want to be like this. That's basically what it's about.
You never told the guy, did you, that there's a song about him?
I don't know.
A title track?
I was in Boston. I was just there visiting.
Gosh, there could be songs out there about me and you, Don. Nobody tells us.
Yeah, so basically most of the time, Wayne could, interject at any point. But most of the time, I'll come up with a riff on the guitar, and it might be good, it might be bad, and I'm like, I play it over and over again, and he'll just start jotting lyrics down because I can't write words to save my life.
So all the lyrics are
Wayne writes all the lyrics, and I just basically come down with ideas. I'll play a riff over and over and over again. And for example, Aloha Mr. Hand, I came up with the beginning of the song, and I just kept playing it over and over again, and I'll say, just keep playing that, and then I'll just start writing as I'm playing, and that's how we write songs most of the time.
Yeah.
And then Wayne will go off on his own, and he'll have his own ideas, and he'll write, and he'll play. He's an awesome musician, so he can play the guitar, the drums, whatever, and he could write his own lyrics to his own material, which is a gift. I mean, I can't write lyrics.
It makes sense.
I can't write lyrics to save my life, like I said. So, but if I have an idea, I give it to him. And I'm like, what do you think? And it's either, yeah or no. Let's move on. There's a lot of stuff I come up with that I consider garbage, and we'll just can it. But then every once in a while, boom, I'll hit on something, and then we got something.
Well, Tony's a good for arranging rhythms and all types of like verse music and things like that. Good in changes, sometimes simple, sometimes a bit complicated. It's easy to write to though.
Yeah.
But he does a lot of the guitar writing on this album is from Tony, who really isn't technically, doesn't even consider himself a guitar player.
No, I'm not. I'm a horrible guitar player. No, I'm a hack. I'm not a guitar.
Not only did you write the stuff, he performs. That's you playing on Aloha Mr. Hand, right? The electric guitar. That's you.
Yeah, I'm playing. Yeah, but I don't consider myself an accomplished guitar player. I took lessons like twice. I hated it, so I taught myself years ago. I was like 16 when I picked up the guitar, and I just taught myself how to play. And there's a lot of stuff I can't do. But I mean, I think I hold my own, and I come up with good ideas, and then a lot of times we have to clean stuff up. But I mean, giving him stuff to write lyrics to, I mean, that to me is very satisfying that he could write words to my ideas. So
I feel like Wayne has got that skill. Like on his artwork, he puts words on it that you just think.
Yeah,
it all comes from that kind of thing. Yeah, however it is, I don't know how it comes. Like I said, when we did the other podcast, then I spent a lot of time in the library reading as a kid. So I was very close to words and literature and all types of stuff like that. Even when I was little. So. It just comes easy to me. The lyric writing stuff comes easy to me.
It just comes to you. You got that muse.
Yeah, we're working on a new album now, and God help us, it doesn't take 9 years. We'll be in the assisted living.
Rocking out.
Assisted living. Where was I going with this? I forget what I said.
I don't know. We were talking about
New album.
Oh yeah. The amount of lyrics, the tons and tons of lyrics, just sheets and sheets of shit that we don't use.
Do you write sometimes without even having a song in mind? You just start writing lyrics.
Yeah.
Do you ever bring that to Tony and Tony starts creating something based off the words?
No. I'll present him with music. Usually it's guitar. 99% of the time it's guitar, and I'll be like, what do you think of this? And I'll be like, interesting, keep playing. Like I said, keep playing. And then he just starts, as we're sitting together, he'll start writing, and he'll cross it out. Now I don't like this, and he'll, and it's just all a process, but that's how we write. I mean, just basically sitting down together and just, me personally, I don't like to force, because if I force myself to write a song, usually you don't come up with something. It just comes out naturally. I'll pick up the guitar and just start strumming, and I'll be like, oh, what's that? And like that happened on a couple of occasions with Aloha Mr. Hand. We were busy recording something else, and I picked up the guitar and I had something. I'm like, Wayne, what do you think? He's like, record it. And he had a cassette recorder, and he hit the record button. Now it's actually turned out to be one of the songs on the disc.
Yeah. But to your central question, Aloha Mr. Hand was the first song for the album.
Yes.
And then after, there were no other songs except Aloha Mr. Hand. There were no other ones. And then from, it was like 2007 on was when the rest of the album was written, up to 2011 when it was finished. So yeah. So the concept was for Aloha Mr. Hand, because basically that's some kind of a image that we copped from some guy who had a T-shirt, and we really liked it. But hey, he stole the Santa Cruz. He stole the Santa Cruz logo.
I knew it looked familiar.
But the Santa Cruz logo was stolen from somebody too. but I can't remember who it is.
Yeah.
Everything's borrowed and then borrowed again.
A lot of it is.
Free domain, baby.
Yeah. And what about the back where we've got this X-rayed skeleton with a cigarette that is not X-rayed?
That's Tony's. That's Tony's work there.
Yeah, it's something I borrowed. And they'll never know.
We find good images and we like them, but the original release in 2011 was just kind of mastered and stuff in a way that we really didn't like.
Yeah.
So we went back and we cleaned all this up and we did the artwork and made this album into a finished product.
So like I was telling you, I was rocking out to Undertaker Smile, but I only heard the 2 songs, and then right before we started this episode, was that Aloha Mr. Hand you started playing? The punk kind of sounding one?
I think it was. Yeah, because they pulled that.
I feel like our listeners deserve
I think we should play that.
the greatness.
You ready?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Aloha Mr. Hand.
So you think I got a price? You better save your fucking money, 'cause everything about you is lame. You act like Jesus Christ, and I think it's really funny, 'cause you never sacrifice your game. Look down the years at someone else. When will you tears be for yourself? Fools are wasted. Lay your free head. Walk between the rocks, rain. Washing your feet up on South Street. Practicing your luck, pain. You can lie down in your grave, or you can rise and catch your wave. Rise! Aloha, Mr. Hand. Aloha, Mr. Hand. I know you'd understand, so I say, Aloha, Mr. Hand. I know you got a price between the miracles and money, but how do you justify the end? When he failed you, they'll just nail you to your cardboard cross again. There ain't no one left to save. Now you rise out of your grave. Rise! Come on, rise! Aloha, Mr. Hand. Aloha, Mr. Hand. I know you'd understand, so I say, Aloha, Mr. Hand.
Come on, man.
That was awesome.
Come on, man. That is right up my alley, gentlemen. I'm not even. When I was listening to your music, I was like, thank goodness, because if you're interviewing someone and you don't dig it, it's like this could be painful. But I was like, this, dude,
It's a little awkward.
yeah. I mean, I don't like it, but
Suck it out.
These clowns worked 9 years.
This is what you come down with?
dude, how about
Awesome.
when your feet fail you, they'll just nail you to your
cardboard
cardboard cross
From the
again.
Boston trip.
So good.
So
he
fun.
He had to have a He had to have a wheel to carry the crucifix.
Every cross should, yeah. Wow, awesome. So you said you played like 99% the guitar part. What is the other 1%?
Well, I mean, are you as far as the album goes, or the song you just listened to? I play all the guitar work.
Okay.
It's not much. It's only just basically a rhythm guitar. There's no lead.
Oh, you played the bass.
I played
too.
the bass. I played the bass. It's simple bass and guitar. Wayne plays drums and vocals. On that
What would you say? Because like I mean, I love this stuff. You seem to. What would you say is your specialty? Like what are you best at?
Wayne will probably say singing, vocals, but I didn't want to sing on this because I, like a lot of singers, and I don't want to put all singers into a box, I don't like to hear myself sing. I like to hear others sing, and Wayne has an incredible voice. So I was like, let me put the singing on the shelf. I was like, I'd rather concentrate on the guitar, writing, instead of singing. Because I like his voice. I want to hear Wayne's voice rather than myself and just concentrate on playing guitar because, you know,
I don't have a problem with my voice. I don't think it's great, but if it suits the song in a way, it's
suits.
okay by
Yeah.
me. You know, it sounds different to me. It doesn't sound like every singer's voice or whatever it is, and it doesn't really weird me out if I hear myself. It doesn't bother me. I
Yeah.
don't know why. It doesn't really.
And I think one thing...
And I don't consider myself a singer, so.
He's not a guitar player. You're not a singer.
But it's just because we had the band prior, you know, we had the Bolt Action Belief, you know, in the 90s, and I did all the singing. And it's like, I just wanted to take a break from that. You know, I just wanted to do something different.
Also, you didn't do a lot of writing or composing. In
Nothing.
In Bolt Action
Because
Belief stuff.
in Bolt Action Belief, we had two incredible guitar players. You know, and I could never play. Those guys are incredible guitar players. I could never play like those guys. So I was the vocalist. That was it. So now that we're doing our own project, we've been doing it for a number of years. I want to play instruments and kind of put the singing, you know, on the back burner.
Would you be okay if we played something with you singing on it?
It's Dread.
Oh, absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
Not from the album. This
Not
is a
from,
different.
this is not from the album.
No, this is from Bolt Action Belief. That's the Dread song.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't heard Tony sing
This
yet.
is recorded in 95.
Oh, wow.
So 30.
Fun to say it,
But
right?
This is a little bit different. This is a little heavier.
This is heavier.
Yeah.
More
yeah,
like
yeah.
like metal, or
Yeah, this is abusive. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
All right, let's
Queued
do
up.
this.
Shall I
Yeah.
bring these bad boys down?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank
fan.
Far out,
What, dude? Oh my god. What?
So
Yes.
That's so good, man. Oh my god.
So this is what year did you record this?
95.
So this is 95. So like, so what's it like? I guess listening to it now. Was it 30 years now?
Yeah, 30
Well,
something.
I think it still sounds contemporary. I
Sure.
don't think it
Sure
sounds
does.
dated.
No.
The problem was we were putting it out in 1995 when nobody was listening to it.
It was grunge back then,
Yeah,
right?
nobody was listening to it.
yeah.
We were abused. You know,
this-
they were sweeping up while we were playing.
It was bad.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
so, yeah,
really?
so when I listen back to it, I mean, it was great to do it all. It was fun.
Yeah.
And the recordings came out tremendous. You did not have digital recording back then. The drum track was done straight through. I had to do that, a drum track. There was
No
there
Pro
was
Tools.
No Pro Tools. There was no Ricky Razorblade. You can do that. You could have edited recording tape. But the guy that we went to did not have the skills to do that. So the drum tracks had to be done first, and if there was a mistake, you had to go back and do the whole thing over again. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think about it? What it sounds
I
like?
think it still sounds as good as it did 30 years ago to me. But unfortunately for us, it was at a wrong time. Nobody wanted to listen to that anymore. But we
Wasn't
knew
a lack of trying.
No, we
That's
knew
for sure.
we knew the music was
That's
good.
crazy.
And we used to get all the time, like, man, you guys, man, oh my God, you are so good. How come you didn't make it? I'm like, well, that's the way it goes, unfortunately.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
timing, it's timing and who you know.
The
and all
people,
that stuff.
yeah.
It's hard to if you look at the like on the odds and the percentages of what so you have to have talent, you have to have luck on your side with a lot of things too. So
Yeah.
So,
But the talent was there. My goodness.
but that's what Tony sounded like when he was singing 30 years ago.
You still got the chops?
Not like that. I don't
Are you
think-
kidding me?
Do you still find yourself singing sometimes?
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while I'll go out and I'll do karaoke, silly
Yeah.
stuff. Nothing serious.
What's your karaoke tune? What you go to?
God, oldies.
Yeah,
I like
like
oldies.
what? Like what?
Oh my God. No, let me see. Believe it or not, like little Cara Mia, little I do all kinds of stuff. Pretenders,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. I like the old music. I grew up. My dad, and I credit my dad with a lot of that because when I was little, my dad used to have a tape recorder, the old-fashioned tape recorders,
Yeah.
with a microphone plugged into it. And he would sing into the mic, and he'd be like, Anthony, sing it to the mic, Anthony, sing it to the mic.
Is that how it started?
Oh, that's how it started. I don't think Wayne knows.
I didn't know this part.
We're all learning.
So we can blame your father.
Yeah, my father, my father had the reel. My father had the reel-to-reel, tape player. And he also had that, and he would. All that stuff's long gone, but that's how the singing started. And he had a collection of 45s, original 45s, the oldies. And he had a whole, and me and my brother used them for frisbees. We broke a lot.
Oh
of them.
no!
Dumbasses.
It was nothing back then.
Yeah.
Disposable media.
Yeah, I mean, like in the 80s and 90s, like a lot of those like 45s, they were like in the 25-cent bin at like Musicland and Sam Goody and stuff. So.
My mom, I'll tell you a quick story. My mom had a Buddy Holly story album, the original Buddy Holly story album, as a gift from her brother back in like 1959 or whatever it was. She had the original album. I think we still have it. My dad has original Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers albums. I mean, original. They're in bad shape though. They're all scratched. So they're not really worth anything. But he still has them. So that's where it all started.
Yeah.
So you got to start somewhere, I guess.
For sure. So was this like one of the first things that you guys recorded together? Because you were back.
That'd be a hell of a start.
Oh, do you mean the Aloha stuff?
No, I mean the Bolt Action, the Dread
Bolt Action
song.
Belief stuff?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, what you heard there, Dread, that was one of the first things that we needed to have bailed out as far as the studio stuff.
Wow.
We had a tendency at Bold Action Belief of recording tracks and having the singer just quit, because it's hard to sing.
Yeah,
It
is.
Hard, it's high range stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it is.
And so what we had done was we were in a studio in Garfield. We had the tracks basically done, music, because there was no singer. We didn't have a singer, so we would go and just do everything instrumentational wise. And that's when we found Tony. So Tony came in on the it was like the second set of recordings we did for Bold Action Belief to do the vocals.
Yeah.
Before him, when the band was still Starkweather, there was a different singer, and he was really good, but he was a lazy flake. He was a lazy flake.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when we worked him too hard, either live or in the studio, he just gave up. He quit.
Yeah.
So
it takes a lot of stamina.
So Tony bailed us out not only in studio stuff that was already recorded, but also we had a bunch of live shows we had to do with absolutely no singer.
Whoa!
The guy just left us in the lurch.
Yeah, so I had to learn songs basically on the fly in we're doing a show in like 3 weeks. I'm like, what?
Really?
Okay. So I would go home with a cassette, the cassette deck, rewind, and listen to verse by verse by verse, and that's how I learned the songs. I didn't have lyrics on the stage with me. I was like learning from memory, and I'm like, man, I can't forget these lyrics, or I'm done.
And so I believe you bailed us out live before we finished the studio stuff.
I think the Stone Pony, was October or November of '94.
Yeah. Wow.
And I had just joined the band, and I had to learn literally like 11 or 12 songs in like 3 weeks. I was like, man, I don't know.
Where were you guys rehearsing at the time?
That's we had a trophy shop. My girlfriend at the time had a trophy plaque place. Yeah. And at night we would rehearse in there. We would just move all the orders, so there would be all the trophies, the baseball trophies, golf trophies. We'd move all that shit out of the way and set up the drums and set up everything there. Yeah. And that's where we would rehearse. They were kind enough to let me use the trophy shop at night. It was in a business zone, so we could blast really loud. We were pretty loud. But since it was a zone for business, we were okay.
We got to tell them about the PA with the bad pot, though. That's a classic. We had a PA system. Yeah. And it had a bad pot.
The volume pot.
Yeah. Don't touch the main. I mean, he would say it over and over again. Don't touch the main. Don't touch the main.
You can touch the main on the channel, but don't touch the main. It that was what we had. So we had to work.
The kids these days don't get it, man.
Don't blow up the PA.
Oh man.
PAs were hard to come by back then. It wasn't like you could go to Amazon or get a PA from China or something for like $59. PAs were expensive. That was like the major thing. And when you came in, you were fortunate because most of the time the singers had to bring their PAs with them. But we already had the singer dumped out, so we already had our own PA. So most singers, they come in and that's something that you expect a singer to have.
I walked in with nothing, not even a microphone. What a sorry ass.
We had it all, luckily, which was good. We were just waiting for a fifth professional person to do it. And he came in, he's like, yeah, I could do this. And, he came in and, he sang everything really good off the bat. And that's like, it doesn't happen. Yeah. It doesn't happen often. So.
And what I really, first time we, got together, I came down, I auditioned, and they played a cassette for me, Starkweather cassette that they had done previously with the other singer. And they played, a couple songs for me, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I've heard this before, and I never forget something. Mm-hmm. I hear it like, something that sticks in my head. Yeah. A lyric, of course. And sure enough, they had sent copies of the tape out, and it might have been
to SOU,
WSOU, Seton Hall, and I knew I had heard it, and I'm like, man, I heard your song, man, I heard it, and it was pretty cool.
Seton Hall and Street Patrol and all that stuff.
So I had listened to those radio stations, it was underground stuff, a little underground metal.
So he had heard the one song, "Prophet of God," was the one song off the first album. And that's what he heard. Yeah. So
I know this.
It's like serendipity.
I know this song. I heard it. I'm like, yeah, it's very possible you have. I mean, we distributed because you had to do cassettes back then.
Yeah.
Radio stations and everything, and so that's where you probably heard it because he was an underground listener like I was to certain things.
I think Wayne's exact words were, "It might have leaked out."
Wow.
So.
Do you guys?
That's how you got out back then. Even if you distributed everywhere, it just leaked out to certain places. People didn't really care. So
Do you guys, man, I know if I was at a club or wherever and you guys were playing, I would be like, holy shit, who are these guys? Do you guys miss like playing live? Like,
yeah, I miss playing live, but I don't miss the abuse of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we had one fan. We had one guy who would call up, you know, because he would follow us, which we would have ads in the Aquarian and East Coast Rocker, you know, Bolt Action Belief, wherever we were playing. And the guy would call up the place, so they playing tonight, you know, and yes, and he would show up. This one guy, he was like well, we'd have other people would be there, but this guy was like an actual fan, you know, like if we had a 200,000 of him.
oh my gosh, I'm so blown away by this. Like, this is a shame. Like, I feel like there's got to be a market. There's got to be a demand. No one's hearing this on the radio or like you know.
No, not at this moment. No one is. No.
Every once in a while, like Wayne said, we would get one or two people that would come approach us after the show. Like we did a show, I don't know where it was. Wayne could probably remember better than me. And we were playing like with 2 or 3 different bands. So we come off the stage, and I think it was the drummer that was following Wayne. He's like, Jesus Christ, how am I going to follow that, man?
Yeah, we played the Wave one time in Staten Island for
Life of Agony.
Yeah, with Life of Agony. And when we got finished off the stage, this guy was like following me around. This is a different story. And the guy's like following me around, and I'm like trying to go through past the stage, and he's coming up to me. So I've never heard. Where are you guys from? Where do you come from? How do you do this stuff? You know, because it was kind of weird back then. It was different than what everybody was doing.
Yeah.
So there were people who knew what we were doing, who got what we were doing. There just wasn't enough, and there wasn't enough time to do what we needed to do.
I'm so glad
they got us in California with the record label. That was the second time. The first time was off of the first EP, the Starkweather thing. That's where we got the actual label interest from. Like it was like, I want to say it was Maverick and Interscope. We actually got a handwritten thing from a producer. You know, it was a handwritten note.
Yeah.
You know, they're interested to see what else we had. So we sent them the new stuff, which is something you just heard.
Yeah.
The first stuff, the first EP was slightly. It was just as heavy, but there was some slightly more ballady, softer things on it. So we sent them the new stuff, which included this song you just heard, Dread, and never heard back from them again. I don't know if it wasn't what they wanted, but yeah, the guy sent it. I want to hear what else you got, and shipped it off to them. Never heard a word from them again. So I don't know if it was too heavy or whatever it was. But we got that interest from the Aquarian, newspaper, because they had a thing where you could send in your demos. And we sent in the It's Your Funeral, which was the first Starkweather demo with the 4-song cassette. And we got a review that you couldn't have paid for. I mean, you couldn't have paid for it. When I read the review, I stood there and I was like, oh my God, you know. And that's where we got the actual label interest from Interscope and Maverick.
What was it? What did you say in the review?
The review was like, this is the most metal we've heard in years.
Someone gets it.
Guitar leads in anger. This is definitely label material. I actually said that in the review. This is actual label material. And I was sitting at work at like 6 o'clock in the morning eating a ho-ho. And I just picked up the Aquarian because the girl said to me, yeah, the review is going to be in this issue. And I picked it up and I opened it up. She wouldn't tell me what the review was going to be.
That's nerve-wracking.
The review is going to be in here. And I opened it and I was like, holy shit, man.
And
that followed a couple of, actual label interests, smaller labels, Interscope and whatever it was at that time. But once we sent them the new stuff, no one was interested in it. I don't know if it was heavier than they wanted or what it was. I don't know.
Man.
And then the second interest was after that with a label in California called Azra. Azra is a small label. And I was on the phone with that guy for a while, and he was talking about, could you come out here? Can you do this? Blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the last one, but the guy said, it's between you and another band, a California band and a New Jersey band, where it was. Never heard from the guy again. So 2 times we had close to getting something, but that's why we produced everything ourselves after that.
Yeah. It's free. How exhausting is it playing a song like that? Like that last one we just heard? Like, that seems intense.
Well, I think it's more exhausting for the drummer.
I was going to say, it was a lot easier in 1995. In 1995, I was how old? I was Wow, man, I was 32.
Yeah.
So I was 32 years old in 1995, so it was easy to play. Because we were rehearsing twice a week doing it, and then we would go and do the shows.
Yeah.
So you were
Get a
doing
lot of reps.
shows, and you got used to it, just like anything else you get used to. Now that song, playing it now at 62 years old, I'd have to try it and see what happens. But there's, like Lars Ulrich and everything now, he plays everything with more of an economy of movement because he's basically the same age as me.
Yeah.
And you can put.
What do you mean? He like spaces things closer?
Closer. Mm-hmm. And also to the great effort of older drummers now and to the great advantage, you can have triggers on the drums now. So you don't have to hit them so hard.
Yeah.
The triggers, you could just hit the drums really light and it sounds like you're really, really hitting them.
Oh.
So. And I first picked up that on Peter Criss on the 1996 or whatever reunion. I think when Peter Criss was playing, when they all got back together. Because I was watching Peter Criss on the jumbo screen, and I'm like, this guy's not even hitting these drums. He's just like... And that's when I found out about the triggering system that you could do if you have arthritis or you're older.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I was going to get back together with Bold Action Belief and play Dread, I would
them
say
triggers.
let me check out these triggers from Amazon.
Triggers. I saw one of your songs was Trigger Finger.
Yeah, that's more or less kind of on the Aloha Mr. Hand style.
Yeah. Okay.
That's another, punkish, I would say, song.
Yeah.
That I came up with this simple guitar riff, and Wayne wrote lyrics, and
I can't believe you're not a punk fan with these songs that you made.
I wrote Ramones. I think there's a couple of songs here where you could hear, you hear Johnny Ramone. I mean, I loved the way he played. I loved his sound.
Yeah.
I just thought he was this cool dude, man. He could, just very, he could take an old song too. Ramones did a lot of older songs, and they punked them out. Like "Do You Want to Dance?"
Yeah.
Oh, those are covers?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Is that Bobby Freeman, right? Bobby Freeman, "Do You Want to Dance?"
Yeah.
And then they did "Let's Dance." That was another. I don't know who did "Let's Dance." I don't remember who that is, but that's another old song. And "A California Sun." If you ever heard "California Sun" by the Rivieras,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's the Ramones.
Out there having fun
in a warm California sun. Ramones covered that. So there's a lot of that,
Yeah.
They did it. So now, I got a lot of my influence from him, but then there's a lot of other influences.
Iron Maiden, you said, right?
Yeah, that aren't punk, to me. I mean, it's hard rock.
Yeah.
It's metal, it's hard rock. But I was influenced by so many different... Buddy Holly, the Rolling Stones, The Who, Kiss, like Wayne Kiss.
Yeah.
What kid didn't have the Ace Frehley poster with the smoke coming out of the guitar? I had it.
When you guys performed, did you guys throw any entertainment into it, or did you just strictly play songs?
Well, you remember I had the props? Remember the props? I had those horrible props.
Oh, yeah?
I had the tombstone. Remember
Yeah,
the tombstone?
we had some stuff, that was bordering on carnival.
Like so bad it's good?
We got rid of it. We were more of like more of just a limited. The guys moved and everything, but there was no real performance or anything.
Okay,
like
no like gimmick.
No Alice Cooper, none of that stuff.
Yeah.
And you have to remember too that we weren't a headlining band. We were a band starting before the headliner, so they really don't give you anything. They want they have what's called a back line, and that's the headliner stuff, and you've got this small space out in front. You know what I mean? So it's like there's no frills, bud. To get on there and do what you need to do. You're lucky you're getting a sound check. And a lot of times, you would do a sound check, and then they would say, these guys are not bad. We have to sabotage them. That would go on a lot of times. The sound guy that does the headliner is also the sound person who does the rest of the bands that should come. Most of the time it is.
So when they realize you guys kick ass, they want you to kick less ass?
The headliner tells them, don't make them sound so great. Because it goes on all the time.
Well, we had a PA shut down on us.
I'm not saying there's conspiracies, but I'm just saying it does happen.
I feel like it happens in entertainment in general. But I always feel like the rising tide, I don't know. That's a shame. But man, that last song I was telling Don, I was like that should have been my entrance music in wrestling.
Yeah. It does have a nice long intro.
And then the right part to come right through the curtains.
When the drum starts, you could have walked right through the curtain.
Would you guys ever consider, like, on your next album, like, both of you guys like maybe going back and forth with vocals or anything? Like you guys rock so hard, both of you.
Well, we're in the process of the new album, by Another Dead Rockstar. And I'm going to try to convince Tony to do something.
I would love that, man. I'm saying that as a new fan. Like, I would love to hear that.
Yeah, we're toying with the idea, backup vocals possibly, but I don't want to take the limelight away from Wayne.
Well, there's no limelight to take away.
Wayne's the singer. There's
no limelight to take away.
But like for one song or something, both you guys going back and forth.
I'm working on something that he can do.
Yeah. By the way, totally off topic. You guys see the new Spinal Tap?
I did.
How was it?
It was okay.
Okay.
It was right. Yeah, it was okay. It was a little kind of falling back on some of the old
jokes,
stuff like that, but it was interesting. There was some really funny parts to it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's definitely worth seeing.
It's one of those movies I'm a little nervous.
That.
Like, do I really want to see this? I want to, but I don't know if it's going to ruin anything.
I saw it in the theater when it first came out, and it was like 4 people in there, and they're all like decrepit.
Isn't that funny too? You go to like rock shows of people you grew up with, and you look around. It's like, oh my gosh, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, and you're no different. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. But so that came out in 83 or 84 somewhere. Yeah. So that's a long time ago, man.
That is.
Yeah. So it was an interesting movie. It was interesting.
Okay, because I love the original. The original's so good.
And one of the first CDs. If you've ever been in a band or anything, you can see that there's a lot of similarities to the writing. Whoever wrote the movie knew about being in bands. Whether
so
you're
it was
small
legit.
Scale or large scale, the egos and the ideas and the power plays and everything.
The
goofballs. It's no different from a small band to a big band.
The egos, yeah. God, what is with egos in entertainment business? You deal with it too in the theater world, or
yeah.
Okay,
a lot. And it's all silly. You find that the ones that are either professionals or the more successful you are, the less ego I've found with most people, because they're just like, they have nothing to prove. They can stand by their talent and whatever. So a little ego is always good, but too much ego,
the balance,
can corrupt. So
I would have to remind some wrestlers of, like, you guys remember this is fake, right? You're not really out there kicking my ass.
Wrestling's fake.
Yeah.
Well, there was a thing. It probably still is. I don't know, but if you were in a band, the one thing that every band or had to deal with was what was called LSD, which was lead singer disease.
Oh,
because they were always the ego things, but he didn't. He didn't really have an ego. He was just a regular.
I wasn't good enough to have an ego.
I don't know. No,
I untrue.
With that, but the first guy, the other dude,
the lazy dude.
Yeah, he was ego and lazy.
Well, tell them about. I don't know. You want to get into it?
I don't want to get into it.
You ever hear the joke of how many lead singers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
No, I don't know.
Just one, and the world revolves around them.
That one I didn't know.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
I knew the what do you call the guy who hangs out with musicians, and that's the drummer. I know that one. That was the old one too. Yeah, that one I know.
That's good.
Oh man.
So, like, I know eventually we're gonna have to close this out. When we do, what is the right song to close this bad boy out with?
I think we should end it on Just an Undertaker Smile.
Oh, that's my song right there, dude.
Yeah.
Although there's a couple now that are becoming, but so how do people hear your stuff? Where can they find it?
You don't hear it unless you buy it. That's the thing. We're in the process of putting it up, onto files and things, so people can hear it in other other locations and formats. But we didn't get to that yet, because it's just the process is slow, as you can see, it 9 years to finish.
Yeah.
So
a masterpiece.
More modern things. We're only up to CD technology. We were arguing the other day about putting it on 8-track.
Bring it back, man. Bring it back.
Pretty soon you'll be back to vinyl like everything else.
Well, there is an Aloha Mr. Hand coming out on vinyl.
Yes. Oh, what?
All right.
The only problem with that is if you put it on a single record, it sacrifices the quality, because the album is like 56 minutes or so. And the album you can only get like 42 minutes on a regular album. It's like 17 minutes per side or 18 minutes maybe before it starts to deteriorate. Yeah, so, and the limit
do a
you can
2
is
album.
Like
Do a double album.
Double it up.
Double LP.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Undertaker's Smile is kind of a blues-based song in what's called drop D. The top string on the guitar is tuned down to a D instead of an E. And this song is basically about greed, power, and the penalties that holds to people. What happens to you if you covet greed and power and money?
All right, I'll be reading along as we listen to this jam.
And it goes through some historical things within the lyrics.
And I would be remiss if I didn't say this is all Wayne. This is Wayne vocals, guitar, bass, drums. Yeah, he wrote this on his own, and it's an incredible song.
You take lessons as a kid, or did you just figure this out?
I took drum lessons when I was in junior high school from a guy who was like a really massive jazz player. He was really, really good. He played in like bands all the time and everything. And I asked him one time, I learned to read, I learned to do all these rudiments, I learned to do all this stuff, and then I went in one time and asked him if he could show me the end of Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll, where he does the triplets at the end. At the end of the song, he just does this short drum solo at the end. He had not a clue how to do it. And that was the last time I went for a lesson.
Oh, that did it.
And what I did was I got myself a couple other friends who were drummers. You kind of flocked together.
Yeah.
And we all taught ourselves by listening to albums. What we could do back then is you could take the turntable. Some of them you could actually detent it, so it didn't turn, it didn't spin, and you could slow it down and spin it, with your finger, and you could hear exactly what was going on. So that's how I learned how to do the end of Rock and Roll, by listening to it really slow. You didn't have the advantage of going onto YouTube to see what John Bonham
did. You could just
did.
chat GPT it now.
You can't
get it all.
You couldn't do anything. You had to rely on your wits and some type of way to actually. That's how the first guy I played with in a band out of high school. That's how he learned all his leads. Like Rush leads. And you could take it out of gear and just slow it down. And then what he would do is he would put it onto a cassette tape. The cassette mechanism was in the multiplex thing, with the turntable and cassette player. And he put the cassette on to record, so it would record the album. And he would slowly turn it when the lead section came on, so it would be slower on the cassette. And then he would listen to it on the cassette, where you could hear every little finger movement the guy would do. But it would be a lower key, of course. And he just shifted up.
Oh my God, that's brilliant! I never knew that.
These are the things you had to do. These are tricks you had to do back then. You couldn't go on YouTube and find, a guy that's going to say, "Yeah, here I'm going to teach you this, but first I'm going to make you feel like shit to show you how good I am."
I hate that guy.
Well, man, I'm so glad you guys are still at it. And
thanks for coming back and sharing this album.
I appreciate you guys getting us on.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Is actually going to be the last show of the season, or you think about
we might have one more, but it's going to be like I think you're the last
interview
guest of the season.
Oh, cool!
Finishing strong.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I feel like Buddy Hackett from the Tonight Show too. I'm actually a return guest.
I think you're our first return guest.
First time you guys are doing my cigarette.
So maybe we'll see you on season 3.
Yeah. I mean, you're the first musical episode, first return guest.
Yeah.
Is this the first thing you've done where you've actually had music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we do appreciate you having us here.
Absolutely.
Let's tell a small amount of our story anyway.
Dude, Don knows this. I'm very positive about a lot of things, and I compliment. I am not blowing smoke. You guys are freaking. Sorry, what can we say?
We can say anything we want to.
You're fucking awesome, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
All right, Wayne, Tony, let's. We're gonna kick it off. Thanks so much, and here's just an Undertaker smile.
Balls, cried as they led her to the guillotine. God damn, she's cried the wrath. If I had some mind grow fast. The greedy bastards from the trap. Lights went out, that was there. This year I can feel it. Blood and hate. Every time falls in line. Blood. Torture lips to feel it. Blood and hate. Drips down the walls of time. Ooh, yeah. The king of pops turned ghost into more from an overdose. Do the opposite of what you said. Who's a hero if he's dead? Jesus Christ, cried Pilate. Say the world's gonna be no violence. Of all the things that I cannot hide it. Fuck it all, we'll let the boss side it. It's here, I can feel it. Blood and hate. Every life falls in line. Blood. Torture lips to feel it. Blood and hate. Ripping down the walls of time. It's here, I can feel it. Blood and hate. Everybody falls in line. Blood. Torture lips to feel it. Blood and hate. Dripping down the walls of time.
Thanks for listening to Welcome to the Clubhouse, a production of Art Club Hamilton with your hosts Sam Seitels and Don Swenson.
If you like what you heard, hit that subscribe button, give us 5-star ratings, and share it with a friend who'd love to hear it too. It really helps us grow, and not only that, it makes us feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
So fuzzy. Until next time, keep creating, stay curious, and catch you on the next episode.